What is up, everybody? It's your boy Duty, back again with another video, and this time we're taking a look at our boy DSP's daily rap video. And I want to focus on one thing, of course, that happened during the podcast, and I didn't hear much about it on Twitter or YouTube. I think I'm the only person that may have posted a video on it, but it seems like our boy Phil moved the goalpost yet again. That's right, folks. On top of requesting and demanding memberships as part of his daily goals, Phil modified the daily goals for tips. That's right. We know about a week and a half ago, he told his dents that he would be happy, or his goals would be to hit the tier 1 tip goal at least on one stream per day. That's right, folks. And he's been getting it recently, but of course his night streams have just been god awful. So of course Phil decided to modify the goal. That's right, moving the goalpost, and now is demanding the tier 1 tip goal on both streams at a minimum. So let's see what Phil has to say on the daily rap, and we'll talk a little bit more about his new goals.
Good evening, everyone. Phil here, and welcome to the daily wrap for what was my final consecutive streaming day of this week, Wednesday, the 20th of September, 2023. Actually, I would argue the first cooler day of weather. Tomorrow technically becomes autumn here in the United States, and the weather dipped enough in temperature that I wasn't like overheated all day. I was actually feeling cool here in the office with the window open, air blowing through. It was very nice because having fresh air when you're gaming for the fall feels great. Rather than being stuffed in here with all the stuffy air of the electronics and an air conditioner blowing, I would much rather have that window open. So today, honestly, felt to me like the first real day of fall, and that was a great feeling. So what did we do today?
Okay, that's right, Phil. The only man that streams who believes that the sun and the weather is a detractor. That's right. Only man I've ever heard to complain that the sun impacts his streams. That's right. Oh my lord. It just seems like the universe is out to get Phil. That's right. Phil, you wouldn't have this problem if you just did two things. Well, three things. One, clean up that damn room. Clean it up. It's just a hot mess full of dust, cat hair, and wires. Clean that shit up. The second thing you can do is buy a PC. Seriously, if you buy a PC for $700 or $800, you can get rid of probably 80% of the shit that you have in that setup just to make it work. All those converters and boxes and cables and running it from your TV to your capture card then to the PC. You can get rid of all that crap, Phil. Because all that stuff, all that additional equipment and stuff uses power and produces heat. That's why it's 165 degrees in your room every day. If you got rid of all that crap, your room temperature would be so much lower. I have an office about 6x6 area. It's closed off. It does get warm in here, but I have vents and I have an awesome setup. I have everything I need in my PC, and I have ventilation. And it doesn't get over 75 degrees in my office, Phil. And why? Because I took the time to do my setup correctly, and I don't have all this extra bullshit that you just don't need. All that stuff just produces heat, Phil. So if you did those two things, you would be good. The third thing, Phil, is go to Walmart and get yourself some fucking curtains. Get some curtains, put the curtains on, and that'll help relieve some of the heat in your room. You could do those three things, Phil, and your temperature in your room would decrease significantly, and you wouldn't have to complain about streaming during the summer.
Well, tonight's late stream was StreetFighter 6 returning to Lily in ranked gameplay. And if you remember, the last time I had played last week, which was an unscheduled stream on my day off, it was Lily, and I got her to 4-star diamond. So now, guys, we're basically getting down to the nitty-gritty of it. We're going to be in the hardest matches I've had with Lily, because Lily is not a good character. She's tied for bottom tier with Zangief, okay? And she's incredibly limited with what she can do. If you play her very solidly and you don't make mistakes, she can win matches. But if something goes wrong, you make a mistake or you make a bad judgment, you're gonna lose, okay? Especially if you get her locked in the corner. It's rare when you can get Lily out of a corner situation because she doesn't really have the tools to do so. So tonight, I definitely lost a ton. I'm just gonna let everyone know. I started off strong with like 2 or 3 wins, and then I started losing, and then I won, then I lost. Essentially, every time I faced the top tier, whether it was like a Luke or a Ken, of course. Why am I not thinking Ken, Luke, those characters? It was really hard to win. I did beat a few of them, but it was really hard to win because, man, let me tell you guys, very challenging against when they have these safe patterns, and or like Ken is ridiculous at this point. Ken can stand at mid-screen and throw out low medium kicks, and if he happens to get lucky and hit the tip of whatever you're doing, he can get a full combo from mid-screen, and it's ridiculous damage. I'm like, are you kidding me? This guy is not doing anything. He's just pressing random buttons and getting rewarded for going medium, medium, medium. It's like, yikes. So basically, I never really got a big streak. Okay, that was kind of the problem. If you're going to gain a lot of points playing Street Fighter 6, you got to go on like a win streak. It'll be like, I win a set, I lose a set, I win a set, I lose a set, I lose a set, I win a set, I win a set, I lose a set. Like, so I gained points tonight, but I think I started at exactly the level for 4-star diamond, which is 22,800 points. I think by the end of the night, I was at 23,530 or 550. So I gained like 700, 800 points, but I didn't get to 5-star diamond, and I never really got a streak. It was always rough going. My major problem tonight, all right, besides of course top tiers being overpowered, for some reason I kept getting things I wasn't doing. I'll give you an example. I kept doing low fierce punch, 2 hits, drive rush with Lily, another low fierce punch, and it would give me standing medium kick. And I'm like, I didn't press standing medium kick. I pressed drive rush once, release, low fierce punch. Why? And it kept giving it to me. I'm not doing that. I'm wondering if the joystick, if the button now is having issues, because that's never really happened. It did happen a couple times last week, but not that much. Tonight it happened like 4 or 5 times, and I'm like, that's bad. It doesn't combo, and because it doesn't combo, you're now standing there wide open like a jackass to get destroyed. In addition, many times when I was just standing there trying to parry continuously, and the parry would stop parrying, and I would get hit by a full combo, and I don't know why. Another thing, I fought a Kimberly. Literally, the Kimberly would do the teleport move, where she teleports in front of you, and it's a jumping attack, so you have to go from low to high block. Every time she did it, I adjusted low to high, and it hit me every time. And I'm like, you're getting to the point when you get to this level of the highest end of diamond, because you're trying to get to master, you realize that the game you can't play on reaction online. Now, maybe you can on PC, because PC supposedly has the absolute lowest input lag, and I've heard that players tweak their PC settings. You can even get it lower. I'm playing on PS5, and I can't react to this kind of stuff. I'm trying so dang hard. I really, really am trying, and it's still getting me. I am getting a little better at drive impact reactions. Tonight, I did catch quite a few players with counter drive impact, and let me tell you what, Lily, if you have super, oh brother, it's literally drive impact, fierce, dash, move, level 3, it's like 70% damage. And I got that a couple of times tonight, and it feels really good when you get that. But
alright, I let him speak long enough because I just wanted him to look like the fool that he is. So this is the main reason why I included right here the gameplay behind him. And what I have here is my video from last night, which captured maybe I think it was like 18 minutes of gameplay, and this was indicative of the whole night. Phil just got bodied and beat. It doesn't matter what player it was. He got beat by Zangief, Lily, Ken, Guile. It didn't matter who it was. His ass got beat to the point where he was fucking screaming, saying this game is fucking helping him. I mean, he was literally screaming that. And apparently now the AI has become self-aware to the point where it's become a detractor, and it's helping Phil's competitors to beat him. That's essentially what Phil is saying. He's just fucking ridiculous. He's just not that good, Phil. And the other thing that this does is it just proves that master is pointless. It's worthless. Phil, I know you assign self-worth to how you do in fighting games, but it's pointless. You were so bad yesterday and lost more than you won that you still gain points. You still gain points. You said it yourself. So you're going to hit master eventually. So it doesn't matter. You can play the game for 1,000 days straight and you will eventually hit master, just like everyone else. It means nothing, Phil. It means nothing. You just want the bragging right to say, oh, look, I have Lily, E Honda and Blanca, they're all mastered. Look at what I did. Yeah, Phil, took you nearly 4 months. That's pretty pathetic, Phil, especially when you see some of the good players who have leveled up 5 or 6 characters in a month or two. And I know you sit here and you complain, you say, well, I'm a variety streamer, I don't have time to play, I only get 2 to 4 hours a week playing the game, that's why. That's your fault. Who tells you to play 4 or 5 games at the same time? Dedicate yourself to one game, beat it, and then move the fuck on. And the only reason why you're still playing Street Fighter now is because you're so terrible at Mortal Kombat. You're god awful at Mortal Kombat, and it brings no support, and that's the reason why you're going back to Street Fighter. And of course, you limped through support yesterday. And that brings me to my final point here regarding Phil moving the goalpost again. So Phil decided he wanted to move the goalpost around support. As you guys know, about a week and a half ago, he went on the BegCon Alert 1, where he requested that the dents start tipping him because, you know, the liquidity was at a rock bottom level. And he made a deal with the dents where he just wanted to hit the tier 1 tip goal once a day, at least once a day, and he would be happy. Of course, we knew that wasn't going to last very long, so what did he do yesterday? He decided to quietly alter the deal and request that the dents now provide the tier 1 tip goal twice a day. That's right, twice a day. And the funny thing is that, yeah, the dents actually did it. But what did he get? He got $50 on each stream, the bare minimum. And I noticed he got a ton of anonymous tips. How interesting is that? And typically the anonymous tips, I believe, it's typically OIC. It's OIC. So OIC essentially propped him up last night just to get him to the $50. I believe the anonymous tips were roughly about $30. So if it wasn't for those anonymous tips, Phil would have cracked the $20 tips. He would have cracked $20 on his tips on his late night stream. It's just ridiculous. And if anyone ever says that this shit isn't coordinated between him and his whales, yeah, you can go suck a big one, because it's so funny how the tips roll in and they get him just to that $50 mark right on cue. 50 bucks. It's never like 53, 55, 60. No, it's always 50 bucks towards the end. And yes, those are his whales, the OICs, and he doesn't even have that many whales anymore. He has like 3 whales. Those are his 3 whales that are essentially propping up the channel, and it's quite pathetic. The problem with that, Phil, again, is that they can't continue doing this. Just like with the membership support, OIC dropped how many members this last week and a half? He dropped maybe about 60 members. And what ended up happening? You drop that back down. You're going to be under 500 pretty soon, back down to 500 pretty soon, because they just can't keep it up. For them to continue this level of support, they would have to gift you 100 members minimum every month just to keep you at around 600. And that's just not going to happen, Phil. Anyway, that's all I have to say. Phil just rambles on about what he's going to do today on his day off, and then what he's going to do on Friday, and no one cares. So anyway, hope you guys enjoyed the video. I just wanted to highlight that Phil moved the goalpost. He did it very quietly, very sneakily. And yeah, so I'm pretty sure that give him another week or two, that tier 1 tip goal on 2 streams is going to be tier 2 tip goal on 1 stream, and then the tier 1 tip goal on another stream. He'll just keep pushing it up until the dents revolt or they just can't support it. Problem is, what he hasn't realized yet is that he just doesn't have the viewership to support that to provide that support every day. He's lucky if he gets a tier 2 tip goal every day. And the only reason why he's hitting it on the first stream is because 1 Minute Man has that money buff of $20. If he didn't have that $20 from 1 Minute Man every day, he wouldn't hit the tier 1 tip goal on his first stream. Look at how he panicked yesterday when 1 Minute Man's tip didn't go through until about 6 o'clock because of PayPal's delay or whatever. The man was literally freaking out. And what'll eventually happen is 1 Minute Man will eventually move on. He'll move on. I mean, you just can't keep dropping $7,000-8,000 a year on one streamer. Your interests will change. Maybe he'll find a girlfriend, who knows, or maybe the money will dry up. Whatever the case is, it won't last forever. And on that day, when it does stop, Phil won't know what to do with himself. Anyway, hope you guys enjoyed the video. Peace out.